Hello everyone. I'm David Ian of Unchained Productions. We're the folks who bring you entertainment like the Steam Portland Chronicles and Dungeons and Damsels audio dramas. And look for another Belly Metal Zoom Belly Dance special from us in December. Welcome to our Scary Home Companion virtual Zoom show. Now, normally we do this as a live stage event, but for a special Halloween episode, we're making the show available nationwide, worldwide, yeah, on Zoom. And as a special bonus to you, we can also include the talents of voice actors and Foley artists handpicked from around the country. The unfortunate part of this arrangement is Zoom gets a little sketchy technically when it is broadcasting anything but business meetings. But we'll muddle through the technical issues for the opportunity to do a show for you. Now, we're glad to welcome back many of our returning fans. We love you. And for those of you who are first time Scary Home Companion audience members, we have a couple of traditions that I want to catch you up on. Now, normally as a live event, audience members could watch our show with drinks in hand, and to double down the fun, we play a little drinking game where Mr. Satan will make sometime in the show a Nickelback joke, and everyone drinks a shot when he does. Boom! Yeah. Our venues like this because they make more on concessions this way. So, if you want to keep a couple drinks ready as you watch, hard liquor or Dr. Pepper or vitamin water, feel free to prep that so you can play along at home. Now, our second tradition is at the end of the show, we always kill off our audience, which means your participation, in which we put up the cue card scream, and you all scream like you are suffering a horrible death. All right, let's try it now, okay? On three. One,
Wait, 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 wait,
two.
wait, wait, wait.
What?
Um, I have something to say.
Yeah, yes.
Um, uh, that I'm really happy everyone came to the show and that I have my PowerPoint ready to go. So, yeah, that's all.
All right, so we can do the countdown now and practice the scream with everyone.
Uh, almost.
Oh no, okay. So we're getting that up there,
Yeah.
and this is what I'm talking about with the Zoom technical issues. It gets a little
Ooh, let
tricky
me get
to
that cat.
uh, Zoro, the technical kitty, is
Yeah,
helping you
Zoro is
now.
helping.
Yes.
Okay, one moment. Okay, and thank you everyone again um for coming and being part of this show. There. All right, now can we do the countdown?
Okay, on the countdown of three. One, two, three, scream!
Ah! Ah!
Okay. That's great. Okay. And anyone else in your home not watching will think there's a serial killer in the house, and that's a win-win. So now the show is free, but if you'd like to donate toward production costs, we'll put a PayPal link in the chat just for you, and thank you very much. Okay, I got a text from Craig saying he's going to be slightly late, and can we hold the curtain for him to get there? Okay. For all you latecomers out there and Craig, we're going to play one more pre-show song, and when it's done, we'll start the show. In the meantime, I'm going to go away and slip into my Mr. Satan costume, and we'll see you all shortly.
Look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. Alright, yeah. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange.
This portion of Scary Home Companion is brought to you by Demon X.
When you need that certain something and you just don't know what to do, try Demon X.
5 out of 6 doctors recommend Demon X.
And we're working on that 6th doctor.
Demon X is all natural and recommended by celebrities.
Ask your doctor if Demon X is right for you. No, really, ask them. This is dangerous stuff.
Side effects may include dizziness, nausea, loss of memory, loss of consciousness, liver disease, heart disease, kidney disease, lung disease, spleen disease, sudden death.
Demon X, if you're allergic to it, that's just stupid.
Tell your doctor if you're susceptible to liver disease, heart disease, kidney disease, or have a history of sudden death.
People taking Demon X have experienced psychotic behavior, sudden outbursts of serial killing, gnawing off their own limbs, and spontaneous combustion.
Don't use this. It will destroy all humans here. Don't use this ever.
Stop taking Demon X if you notice a tendency to set fire to forests, bathe in the blood of PTA members, or grow an extra limb.
Do not discontinue using Demon X if you're a werewolf and it's that time of the month.
Demon X is not recommended if you have more than 12 bodies buried in the backyard.
Do not give away Demon X to strange children you do not know. Only to ones you do know.
Don't use this ever.
Demon X should only be recommended by a doctor. Threaten your doctor and their family if they refuse to recommend it to you.
When you need that certain something and you just don't know what to do, try Demon X. And now, your mistress of mayhem, your diva of the diabolical, your vixen of villainy, the second most evil woman of Portland, the one, the only, Screamvina! We can't hear you, Screamvina.
That's not important. I'm just a pretty face. Thank you very much. And I just wanted to say that it is so nice to see everyone. Evil evening. I am Screamvina, the second most evil woman of Portland. And welcome to Scary Home Companion, where we will transform you, we transport you, we substantiate you to a place, a little small village, a township community, if you will, known as Lake Solbegon, where the forlorn and fallen, the domestic and the devious, the nefarious, nocturnal creatures of the night come to kick back and chill. They may have a Bloody Mary or a blood sickle. And some of them find it relaxing enough to put down roots. And I'm going to go ahead and stop video. And remember, everyone, please keep your cameras off and yourself muted during the show so you can enjoy the professionals who are looking evil and doing some sound effects and not to mention this hard acting thing for you. Okay. And in Lake Solbegon, some find it relaxing enough to put down roots. And perhaps for a year or a decade or maybe even a century.
With Halloween coming up, though, it's hard to tell the residents from the tourists.
Oh, why, hello, Mr. Satan.
Hello, Screamvina.
Tourists, you say?
Yeah, I run a bunch of shuttle buses from the various levels of hell so the damned can wander around during Halloween.
Well, that's nice of you.
Nice? Bite your tongue. I charge them an arm and a leg to come up here.
I should have known you'd have a nefarious reason for letting the people out of hell, Mr. Satan.
Yeah, and then I put them to work, too, so I don't have to pay extras at fright attractions like the Haunted Corn Maze or the Scary Basement Walk or the Nickelback Reunion Concert. Boom! Evil times.
All right, well, speaking of evil times, let's see what's going on in the news around town, shall we? In good old Lake Solbegon. Ooh, yeah, I give myself applause. Why not? But yeah, so here in Lake Solbegon, we like to check in on the news and see what's going around. Fun fact, I actually have a sound file here that goes along with our Round Town update.
There we go.
Okay, let's see here. Psycho Killers. Psycho Killers and Murders Bingo will be happening this Tuesday at the Grange Hall. Get your bingo card filled with spaces like Bloody Burning Furnace, Step into the Van, Basement Torture. Get enough squares in a row, up and down and sideways or diagonal, and you can holler Killer Bingo and win a number of prizes like used surgical tools, a duct tape, a year's supply of lye, and it's all for charity to raise money for the Make Them Disappear Foundation.
That's Psycho Killers Bingo at the Grange Hall on Slash Avenue and Chainsaw Way on Tuesday night.
Okay, I really want to make it to that. What else do we have going on? Oh, Angry Flash Mob. Have you heard about this, Mr. Satan?
Oh, no, I haven't.
Oh, yeah, one of these angry flash mobs appeared last night. It's like a flash mob, but a lot angrier. They just suddenly appear out of nowhere. Well, it's outside the castle on the hill at Lake Solbegon. You know, the one up there on the...
Oh, yeah, the one that has perpetually dark clouds and lightning around it.
Yeah. Well, right up there, the mob suddenly appeared. They just got bigger and bigger, and were all carrying pitchforks and torches, and they all looked and dressed up in some peasant garb. And they were shouting and shaking their fists and brandishing their pitchforks up and down. Oh, and then, not sure what happened after that, but they started throwing rocks and bricks and bits of wood and tree branches and so on. And then, after a short time, toward doing this, the doors opened up at the castle and someone came out. And they ran him out of town, just like that. Oh, Flash Angry Mob. I don't know, maybe they were recreating something out of Les Miserables or Frankenstein?
Or maybe some new version of Michael Jackson's Thriller. Or a Nickelback concert. Boom! Yeah, who knows? Flash Angry Mob. Okay, moving on.
Ooh, And let's see what else. We've got an interesting item. The Lake Solbegon Seance enthusiasts are doing their semi-annual spiritual outreach at the Grange Hall, hoping to get a message from the other side.
You should never get in touch with the other side.
Oh, why is that, Mr. Satan?
Well, I'm not allowed to tell, but let's just say it involves selling encyclopedias, timeshares,
What?
essential oils.
What?
Yeah, it's sort of a payback pyramid plan to buy your soul into heaven. I've really said too much already, so maybe we should just pretend we didn't talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you try to contact the other side, they'll sell you stuff for sure.
Okay, well, let's sneak in and see how things at the seance are going.
Ooh, I like to sneak around. Let's do it.
Spirits of the realm beyond, we beseech thee that thou hear us. We seek thy wisdom.
I still say it's a fallacy to think you can reach anyone in the great beyond speaking in English. The percentages are you'd have better luck trying to reach someone in Mandarin to Cantonese.
Look, when you get into the afterlife, you just understand all communications anyway. Language is just a mortal invention.
Then why are you speaking to them in old world King James with all your these and thous? We're not trying to contact Shakespeare for crying out loud.
Look, just shut up, okay? We're trying to reach the other side, and this isn't helping.
Yeah, let's hurry it up. I got wax dripping on my hands here.
I told you to get a candle holder.
Oh, well, let me just go get a torch sconce from my goth locker, okay? Jeez.
Can we get on with it?
Spirits of the realm beyond, answer us. Give us a sign.
Wait, I hear something.
Me too.
Beware! Beware!
Spirit, we hear thee. Speak unto us as thou wouldst.
King James.
Quiet!
Beware! John Currington! Beware, John Currington!
Forgive us, O Spirit, but are we supposed to be beware of John Currington, or is John Currington supposed to beware?
John Currington! John Currington is a jerk!
What?
A total jerk face!
Okay.
Does anyone know John Currington?
I knew a John Connington, but he's in Ohio now.
What was he like?
He was okay. I dated him a couple of times. He liked to collect spoons.
That's not terrible.
No, he was really into spoons.
Yeah, well, let's just move along, and maybe we'll figure it out later.
O Spirit, what else can thou tell us from the great beyond?
The Cowboys suck! The Cowboys suck!
You mean the football team?
The Dallas Cowboys?
Sports from beyond?
Well, I mean, they finished second to last in their division, but there's certainly worse teams in the NFL.
The Cowboys suck!
Okay. I guess I was expecting something other than the Dallas Cowboys suck. From the other side.
And that some guy is a jerk named John Connington.
Currington!
Whatever. Jeez, what a sorehead.
Can we get something else?
O spirit from the great beyond, is there anything else you wish to impart unto us? Something eternal that we may know?
Metallica rules!
What?
Metallica rules! Van Halen
Oh,
drools!
come on already.
Wait, are you talking about David Lee Roth Van Halen or Sammy Hagar Van Halen? Because, well, you know.
She's got a point there.
Does it matter?
Yes, it matters.
No, 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 no,
So our first contact with the great beyond, and we get some headbanger who's putting some guy named John Currington on Spirit Blast and really hates the Dallas Cowboys.
Exit night into night.
And does a really awful rendition of Enter Sandman.
Take my hand.
How do we turn him off already, huh?
I don't know.
You mean we might be stuck with him?
Great thanks unto thee, O Spirit, for thy wisdom thou hast imparted.
We're off to Never Land.
Oh, the King. Dude, come peace out, take it easy. You keep it hanging.
Oh, yeah, okay. Catch you later. Rock on, dude. Well, that was evil fun.
Oh, yes. And now let's see what's going on with Jonathan Harker's visit to Dracula's castle.
You mean the Dracula? Oh, I'm so excited. I'm like all starstruck. How my horns look? Okay, let's go on to Dracula's castle. Woot!
Jonathan Harker. Did you really think that I would just let you leave my castle? Brides, come and have a drink with our guest.
Oh no! Oh
Yes, my pretty, drink full. Drink every last drop.
that tickled.
From
That tickled.
the
Ow!
Oh, God, that's gross. Oh, it's so gross. Oh, his blood tastes like a rotten egg covered in moldy garlic boiled in cat's vomit.
Hey!
Seriously, that was so gross. Alice, you gotta try it.
What?
I can't even describe how gross this guy's blood is. You're just gonna have to try it and see.
I don't want to try it now. He sounds disgusting.
I'm right here, ladies.
You have no idea how seriously foul it is. Alice, you've got to try it.
I'll take your word for it, Mary.
Mary, you're such a drama queen.
Shut up, Sarah. You don't even know.
I'm sure his blood can't possibly taste that bad.
I assure you, Sarah, it is completely rank.
You ladies know I can hear you, right?
Whatever, Mary. I'm sure it's not that bad. You're just trying to keep us away from a tasty feast. I'll call your bluff.
See what I mean?
Dear Lord, man. What the hell have you been eating?
I don't know. Whatever your husband's been feeding me.
Don't try to make me out to be a bad host.
His blood is disgusting.
Oh, it's not my fault.
Is it like a smoothie made from rotten kale and dead rats?
Oh, come on.
You have to try it, Alice.
Ew, no!
Seriously?
Come on, Alice. Sarah tried it. I tried it. You have to try it.
Oh, it sounds gross.
Oh, okay, it's not that bad. It actually has a really sweet aftertaste.
Yeah, it's kind of fruity once you roll it around on your tongue.
Why, thank you.
Well, okay. I guess it couldn't hurt. Bitches! Never tasted anything so revolting.
It's a bonus if it keeps me alive, I guess.
Well, Mr. Harker, I guess we are just going to let you leave.
Oh, I guess so. Unless you'd like a parting.
Oh, hell no. Just get out of here. You're like forgotten milk left on the back porch, barfed up by raccoons. I can smell you from here.
Oh, I'm out of here. And then you can find someone else to get you your property in England. Huh?
From someone who's tastier.
Yuck.
Gross.
All right. Well, now let's check under the bed, feel around in the dark closet, and close your window shutters for Nightmares from the Shadows.
Ooh, my favorite. Sponsored by the Willamette Radio Workshop.
And now, it's time to turn you over to your mind's eye. Let your imagination take control. Transport you on wings of words and sounds.
Where stories unfold before your ears.
And you are taken to another place.
Another time.
Another reality.
Close your eyes and drift into
Nightmares from the Shadows.
On this episode of Nightmares from the Shadows, we bring you a tale of adventure.
A saga of horror.
The story of the unknown.
A little ditty we like to call
The Wreckers of Rotan. Early morning, after a night's long storm, the sky breaks open upon the ocean waves, and the morning sun peeks through the overcast clouds. Flotsam and jetsam wash up upon the rocky beaches along the shores near the city-state of Rotan. And to this wreck-strewn shoreline come the wreckers, a tight knot of shady local folk who use deception and false hope to prey upon those caught on the sea's dangerous storm. Now it is time for the harvest of their nefarious efforts, and in the parlance of those scavenger people, first come, first served.
Hey there, Marna. Good crop tonight. Who's working the big light on the crest?
Tilden.
Ah, she's Tilden. It's a wonder we caught anything tonight.
Well, Jurgens, keep in mind he gets to choose from your best.
Yeah. Pay the piper, huh?
Why does Tilden get to choose from our taking?
Because, Barrett, he's up on the hill and worked the light. He can't come down and salvage.
So he takes from us?
If it weren't for him working the light to make our cove look like a safe harbour, we wouldn't have a ship out on the rocks like we do.
Still, don't seem right.
We all take turns working the light on stormy nights. Ships think we're signalling a safe harbour and head for the cove. But there's rocks between us and the open sea, and the ships get caught on them. We wouldn't have anything to salvage if it weren't for the light. But if you're up on the crest running the light, you can't come down the cliff to the shore to do any salvaging. So he gets to pick from what we get.
He can take all our best then?
No, we choose one thing that's off limits, our best, and then he can choose from the rest.
Seems like it's best to be the one on the light then.
It takes some skill to run a ship in the dark. Some have the skill, and some don't. Tilden is one who don't, so it was great luck we got something with him manning it. Tell you what's best is being the wreck master.
Wreckmaster?
First one to reach the wreck gets to claim it. They get first pick and the largest share of the goods. Then they has to take on help to salvage. That's us. But first, they have to make sure it's clean.
Clean?
Of survivors. If even one person is still alive with the wreck, the law would hang us as robbers with them as witness. So, Wreckmaster has to deal with the survivors.
By deal with, you mean...
Make sure there are no survivors aboard.
What about survivors that swim to shore?
That's us to worry about. Like this one over here. She's floating the waves, hasn't got strength to swim anymore. They're terrible tired when they come ashore. Exhausted.
And we help them?
We've got our beach lights to show them the way to the shore. Don't want them floating down to the next cove or further down the coast. That wouldn't do at all.
And we help them?
We help them out of this life. Like this one here coming in on the last wave.
Help me, please. Oh.
Fetch me that rock over there.
This one?
No, the big one.
Help me, please.
Now, if they don't have much wiggle to them, you can usually just plant them face down into the tide pool and let the sea finish the work. But this one...
Please, for mercy's sake.
This one won't shut up. She's still got spark in her.
Please.
So you take the rock.
Please help.
And now there's no one to bear witness against us in his lordship's court of law. Now here, keep this rock. It's a good one. Next one's yours.
Why the rock?
Well, it's handy for one. Plus, it looks more natural she died by the surf hitting her head on the rock.
Why's it gotta look natural?
If the Baron's men come out here, we scatter and make ourselves scarce so we don't be seen. The bodies look like part of the sea junk of the wreck. It all looks natural. They'll come into town asking questions if they find someone's throat cut by knife.
Jurgens has got his knife out?
What? That's slow brain. Hey, Jurgens, no blades. Use that timber floating next to you.
I get the cursed ring off the cursed finger.
No cutting. That's the way.
Who's to say some biting fish didn't clip his finger off, huh? Or a lobster pincher? Or a crab?
No cutting. Can't leave nothing to be seen.
Ah, I'm doing it.
Darn it, Jurgens.
We can go over after Jurgens is done and smash up the cut finger with the rock.
Now, aren't you a smart one? You'll go far out here. Okay, now, let's gather up what looks good, but she can only take what she can carry.
That's why you brought me. For extra hands.
You got to learn the wrecking trade. And yeah, extra hands help too.
How do we know what to take?
Usually it's first come, first served. Others will be coming and soon the shore will be crawling with scavengers. So we want to look for the best first.
You mean like gold and silver?
Well now, think. What's the chances of gold floating out this way?
Not much. God sinks.
There you go. Unless it's on a body. So you need an eye for something that's floating, like a wood chest.
Wood chest?
Something that's important enough for someone to put into a chest. And wood floats.
How about a box?
Jewelry boxes is best, long as there's not too much inside to wear it down to the bottom.
Like that box there.
Where?
There, bobbing down, just there.
Jewelry boxes usually flatter, but this one looks good to get. Here, wait out with me. You go up that ways, I'll walk it down here and make sure it doesn't get away from us.
I got it, but just barely.
Here, let me help.
It's slippery.
It's waterlogged, so water's in the wood. Come on, let's get it to shore.
Hey, Marna! What you got there?
You just never you mind, Jergens. You and your cutting knife can stay away.
Do people rob others for what they find?
Not supposed to, but it happens. Why swear out and get something when you can relieve them of it after they done all the work?
I left my rock back there to get the box.
Never you mind. Just keep an eye on Jergens while we look this over.
It's not great heavy. Is that why it floated all out it did?
There may be air still trapped inside here. Look at how the seams have been stopped up with wax.
Looks like they didn't want no one to get inside.
And that wants me to get inside all the much more. I can pry it open, though.
I thought you wasn't supposed to have knives.
That's only for use on survivors. Nothing wrong with keeping a blade for prying open things.
And to keep the likes of Jergens away.
Well, it don't hurt if he sees we got a blade in use, that's for certain.
Look at the funny carving on the lid and all around.
Someone took a lot of care to decorate this box, and that's always a good sign.
Let's see what's inside.
We'll set it on this rock here, so we can get a good leveraging. Now, you hold it here, and I'll try to slip the blade through the wax and into the crease.
Like that?
Move your arm around here. In case it slips, you'll be safe.
Hey, Marna! You got that open yet?
You just mind your own self, Jergens, and keep away.
Oh, I saw the dragon's head bow figure floating out your way. Did you see it?
Where? What?
It was floating between them two rocks sticking out there, just threatening to get broke on one.
Let me go see. It's mine.
You'll go very far out here. All right, now help me pry this up. Well now,
Ah,
that's a very fancy looking bottle.
it's metal.
With more of them designs on it.
Fancier than the box, it is.
What do you suppose is inside?
Dunno, shake it.
Can't tell. Must be full.
Full of what?
Expensive spices?
Perfume?
Fire liquor.
Gotta be something expensive. Open it.
Not now. Not here.
You got to know how valuable it is to keep it from getting taken by Tilden.
Suppose you're right. Could be a bust too, and everything spoilt inside, and I wasted saving it for best.
It's got more of that wax around the top.
Give me the knife again. Let me cut it round the top. There! Now, clear back some. This might smell awful if it's spoilt.
What's that?
Don't like this.
It's pouring out up in the sky.
Boiling up from the stoppered flask comes a cold black mist, which swirls around Marna, who stands frozen still, unable to move.
It's cold. It makes me shiver.
What's wrong, Marna? Marna?
There's no ship's dragon's heads out by no rocks there. What you doing here? Cooking?
Jerrikins! What's wrong with Marna?
The greasy, dark smoke coalesces into a floating black form with glowing red eyes and speaking words of triumph out of its black maw.
I am free. At last, I am free.
What in blazes is that thing?
I hunger.
From the whirling center of the dark creature, a black tendril reaches out, flailing like a tentacle, and wraps itself around the middle of the hapless man and pulls him closer into his unfortunate fate.
It got me. It got me.
Marna! Talk to me!
Can't move. So cold. Run!
No!
Run for your life! Ah!
Epilogue. For these folks who preyed upon the misfortunes of happenstance seafarers, the tables have been turned. In the ruin of their making, from which they plotted to profit, they found themselves the victims of a greater predator, and to whom it may be said that those prey it finds upon the beach that day, first come, first served.
That's our tale.
There's no more to tell.
Consider yourself fortunate.
You have just survived.
Nightmares from the shadows.
Oh my, Lucifer, that was screamtastic, don't you think, Mr. Satan?
Oh, yes.
And now let's settle in. Pull up the blankie a little tighter and take a sip from a warm mug as we look back at memories from Lake Solbegone.
And it's my favorite time of year, too. All the leaves dying, miserable weather, werewolf children up past their bedtime howling at the moon.
Well, it's been a quiet month out here at Lake Solbegone, my hometown. This is the magic month, October, with Halloween the highlight of the festive season. It's kind of like Christmas for the rest of you. Halloween is in Lake Solbegone, full of tradition, holiday expectations, and a time to remember just how dysfunctional your family is. As you can imagine, here in Lake Solbegone, the air is electric with a festive feeling and much anticipation, especially for the youngsters. The monster children, the junior zombies, the werewolf cubs and the wolf were cubs, and of course the young vampires and vampirettes are out selling their blood packets. They are about the equivalent of Girl Scout cookies here. They are quite the active treat, and the kids just love them. The blood packets are inspired by horror movies and action films. The young vamps would buy one of these and put them on, secreted somewhere on their bodies, and then play action hero pretend game or maniac on the loose, or my personal favorite, it came from the basement. You know, the fun pretend games the kids invent, unsupervised and unspoiled by unimaginative parents. The kids would run around in the pretend world, squeal with delight, and utter overly dramatic scripted lines like, "I will find you and end you," or "With my last breath I will defy thee." Now, Jimmy O'Drool always got that line wrong. He would always say, "With my last breath I will defile thee," and then he'd laugh himself silly. So we always try to kill him off pretty early so we don't have to deal with his mangled dialogue lines. But you know what? The over-dramatic line was a very important part of the pretend game. While everyone was running around with a pretend finger gun, back in my day, just having a finger six-shooter was enough. Maybe two. But the kids these days, I don't think any of them have a one-handed pretend gun anymore. Nowadays, the kids can pretty much get very extravagant with their finger guns, making a finger AR-15 or AK-47. And someone always needs to upgrade to a two-handed rocket launcher or BFG, whatever that is. But the key is you have to make the right sound effect for the gun you have. We'd get pretty sophisticated with our six-shooter. We'd make a shooting sound that would also include ricochet. Now, if you've got one of these pretend automatic assault rifles, you need the right percussive repeating shot sound. Now, Jimmy O'Drool, of course, always sounded like he was shooting an automatic sheep. Some of the more sophisticated kids would add a ricochet to the end of the machine gun sound. But as you can see, it takes a bit of skill to make a good rocket launcher sound. Now, not every kid could do that. So not just any kid could be wielding a rocket launcher. The pretend battle rules were very specific. If you couldn't make the proper sound, then their shot didn't count, and it didn't have to play dead. I mean, everybody knew that. It wasn't like a written down rule, but, people knew. At any rate, the highlight in this pretend game would be when one of the participants gets pretend shot. It's a climactic moment, big production values, a very dramatic time. And the one who got hit would activate their special effects blood pack and that very realistically explode. Blood splatters everywhere and the kid gets shot and do the big dying scene, staggering around or flopping straight backward from the force of the pretend impact. It's your moment in the spotlight. So you really play it up. There's nothing worse than a flat death scene, especially after the blood pack has gone off and blood is spattered everywhere. Kevin Sorensen would always just flop down with a relaxed body because he said, "That's how it really looks." Kevin never had a flair for the dramatic, and we also wondered how he knew how a body really behaves when it gets shot. And then, after the death scenes, maybe with a tearful goodbye or a defiant hand gesture, a final scream. The newly dead flops to the ground. All the young vampires and vampirettes swoop in and lick up the blood like it was some sort of popsicle or goth otter pop. And then they all get up and play pretend some more until someone else gets pretend shot. And the vampire kids love it. And it's a festive color for the season. For those of a more traditional observance of Halloween in Lake Sullivan, a more hallowed one, if you will, the little monsters will dress up in scary human costumes. The classics. Civil lawsuit lawyers, telephone solicitors, maybe with a little cute headset from ear to mouth and a coffee mug, door-to-door religious visitors that really effective when someone's knocking on your door and you are obliged to open it, The civil suit lawyer. Oh, I remember one young ghoul who made themselves this business suit made up with their own business cards that said, "Jonathan Odell, ambulance chaser, attorney specialist, see my commercial on TV." I tell you, that youngster could really work a room. Truly frightening and scary how well that ghoul kid did it. Got a big future ahead of him. And then the monster kids would walk up to the unsuspecting neighborhood door and someone would be elected to knock upon it. Some groups, they'd take turns. Others would have a designated knocker. And then the door would open. The youngsters would chant the ritual saying required of them to solicit goodies. They would say, "Trick or treat, smell my feet, give us something good to eat." Now, in all the ancient historical, apocryphal records and annals of history's past, there are no reliable references to how "smell my feet" became entombed into the dogma of the traditional exchange of doorstep visitor and residence within. It's mostly a symbolic reference that I understand. In all my years of participating in the hallowed ritual, I don't recall any time that shoes or boots were removed by the candy solicitor and the house resident taking sniff of the bare foot before offering up the goodies to be given. But the goodies would be given in the time-honored manner, and the candy extorters would compare what was in their bag with the others, such as blood taffy, freshly made from Tilly's Confections down on Main Street, or a string of frosted frog inners from Wee Witches 3 across the Fetid Bog Park, or candied eye poppers made from real eyes at the Sweet Nothings Candy Smith on Torture Boulevard, and someone manages to get the disgusting, preserved through 3 decades, orange, yellow, and white wax candy corn from some demented rogue supplier. The stuff is outlawed within the town limits of Lake Sulbegon, but someone always manages to sneak it in some way and ruin someone's seasonal celebration. I guess the normals get razors and apples from their psychos, and here in Lake Sulbegon, some sicko gives out candy corn. Be safe out there, people, traveling these festive times when strangers come to knock on your door, demanding that you smell their feet and give them goodies. Well, that's all the news from Lake Sulbegon, where all the terror is real, all the demons say howdy, and until you return again, we'll keep the hellfires burning.
Hey, Mr. Satan, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Yeah.
Oh wow, I love memories from Lake Sulbegon with that.
They're the best. Yeah.
Right. Well, as much as I'd love to just keep doing the show, as the mummies would say, that wraps up our show.
And well, all left is to read the credits. Our sketches and dramas are performed by the Scary Home Radio Players, Chelsea Jansen, Sam A. Mowry, Laura Myers, Aaron Summonsby, and Joshua Winter, with live sound effects by guest Foley artist Ellie Maitland. Original scripts written by David Ian. Contributing writer Dino D. Elfweld. Original music and recorded sound effects by Mark Rose of Fuse Audio Design. Our sound technician has been Dino D. Elfweld. Our monster sponsors are the award-winning Willamette Radio Workshop and Inkstress Tattoos by Rachel Gilbert. Our other sponsors have been Garth Mortensen from Garth Star Photography, Patrick F. Smith Photography, Sinful Audio, Unchained Productions, Sailborn Beaded Jewelry and Gifts, After Hell, Tesla City Stories, and Sylvan Chiropractic.
Well, I guess that's our show.
Wait a minute, Screamvina. Since this is a virtual show, you know how we always kill the audience at the show's end?
Oh, yeah, well, that'd be kind of hard with an internet show.
Not so! One of the horsemen of the apocalypse, pestilence has figured out how to distribute a horrible, painful, deadly disease via an internet virus. Just click right there.
You mean here?
Yeah, that's it, right there.
Alright. Oh, I hear screams of horror and death.
My work here is done.
Now, what, are we safe from it?
What?
How do we not get the virus?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
You moronic hand puppet, what were you thinking?
Look, so he's a little enthusiastic and an overachiever. Don't blame me.